Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 3 of the CTC Wanted Goons Cup Series. Tonight, we are at Michigan International Speedway for the Visit Sim Gaming Expo 200. Thank you to everybody over at the Sim Gaming Expo. Make sure to check them out. It's going to be taking place September 5th through 7th in Schaumburg, Illinois, and Chicago. So visit the link in the description for more info. Right now, qualifying underway for this 100-lap event at Michigan. 47 cars entering the event tonight. 40 cars will be able to start the race, so 7 people are going to be going home tonight. Bradley Wilson looks like going to be one of the first ones out. Two laps qualifying here tonight for these drivers. Bradley working his first lap right now. Lap 2, I think, should be their fastest, but I could be wrong. With Garrett Warren going to be the first time in, followed by Kenny Frisbee, who jumps to the top of the board. Bradley Wilson up to second. Kenny Frisbee, 38.68. Top of the board right now. Last week's winner, Blake Giglio, has yet to come out, so we'll keep an eye on when he decides. He usually... Oh! Frisbee in the wall off turn 4. That lap's not going to count for the 18. Luckily, his first lap was pretty good, still holding him up on the top of the board. But he definitely would have liked to have that lap 2 finish. Brantley Bryant, the winner last time the Cup Series went to Michigan. We'll see if he can recapture that magic. That was last year around this time. He's bringing back the paint scheme he ran in that race, this time on a Chevrolet. Frisbee still on the top of the board. Frisbee, one career pole, if my memory serves, back at Vegas of last season. Bryant goes to 6th on the board with that lap. Blake Giglio, last week's winner in the Mr. Bubble car. Bubble Bath Blake coming out on the track. Oh, he's loose! Oh no, he might not have enough time for both laps here. He better get out quick. Uh-oh. He's got to get rolling right now. Oh boy. Blake Giglio going to cut it close. Luckily, he has a charter to fall back on, but I think the last thing he wants to do is start at the back of the field. Kenny Frisbee, one of the first times up on the board, and it stayed there the whole time. Really good lap there from the 18. Unfortunately, This week he has a drive-through penalty. And Blake does not have enough time to qualify. So he's going to have to fall back on that charter. Start from the back. We'll join back with you in a moment as we figure out who's starting and who's not. Stay tuned.
Motorsports is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Go wheel to wheel in our competition area, test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Just had to figure out who was getting bumped. So the car is getting bumped off the back of the grid. The 09, 55, number 27, 33, and number 34 all will be missing the race tonight, along with the 98 and the 99. let's go through tonight's grid. Obviously the 18 getting the black flag from at faults accrued from Sonoma, so he'll be starting from the back. He knew it was coming, but he will get that pole award. Brought to you by the Wanted Goons, so winning some of that money back. Heck yeah. Alright, let's go through our grid for tonight's race. Obviously, the inside lane is going to be bumped up a row due to the pole sitter getting knocked out down to the bottom. So, Kenny Frisbee would have been on pole. Hayden Lowell second. Jacob Peterson third. Davis Greenwell fourth. Cody Cleaver in fifth. Nathan Scott in sixth. Brad Patton 7th, Brantley Bryan 8th, Dakota Lee in 9th, Jeff Price in 10th, Bradley Wilson in 11th, Casey Graves in 12th, Ronnie Holmes in 13th, Brian Martin in 14th, Wyatt McCombs 15th, Brian Jackson 16th, John Neckrich 17th, Garrett Wolfberger 18th, Nolan Walker 19th, Daniel Llewellyn 20th, Garrett Warren 21st, Ryan File 22nd, Nick Leo 23rd, Jamal Collins, 24th. Dave Hoytsma, 25th. Kevin Aguilar, 26th. Patrick O'Keefe, 27th. Avit Chowdhury, 28th. Mateo Ortiz, 29th. Dalton Hayes, 30th. Matthew Blackley, 31st. Grant 11, 32nd. Ian Montrose, 33rd. Cliff Mullins, 34th. Jamie Graham, 35th. Jeremy Scher, 36th. Jonathan Lager should not be starting the race. He did not make the race. Blake Giglio, whatever number we were on, 38th, I think. 37th. Nick Cooper, 38th. Michael Christopher, 39th. And McQuinn Newton, 40th. In the midst of all those EOLs back there. All right. Let's get to the front of the field. Pace car is off. Green flag is waving. We're racing here for the Visit Sim Gaming Expo 200 at Michigan. Hayden Lowell leads lap number 1 in the number 56. He'll get that extra bonus point for leading the lap. Right on his inside there, now behind him, Jacob Peterson in the 08. Peterson was able to start on the pole technically after the pole sitter started from the back, and we'll check in on Kenny really quick. Was able to stay on the lead lap with that drive-through, but he is about 20 seconds behind the rest of the field, so he's going to be hoping for a caution. Back up front, field all over the place, down the front straightaway. Everybody going to try to find a spot in line. They head down the backstretch. Looks to be clean so far. Checking on our winner from last year, Brantley Bryan. P5 right now, ripping the high lane in 3 and 4. Right on board with him here as he motors his way around the field. Slides right up in front of the 2 of Cleaver. He is able to make that work. He's up into 3rd already. Started 6th. Sorry, 8th. Started in 8th. Impressive job so far from the 52. Jacob Peterson not letting Hayden get away easily. And he looks to be trying for that outside. Now he jumps down to the inside. Fight for the lead here between the 56 and 08. Side by side, Peterson ahead into 3. And he'll clear the 56 off turn 4. New leader, Jacob Peterson, but for how long? The 08 battles back on the outside as the 56 makes another move for the lead. And outside, that's where you want to be on the front straightaway. Sets yourself up good for the back straightaway when everybody's going to be on the outside. As the 56, very loose as the 08 crosses over his bumper. That's something that can happen in these cars now after that recent update a couple of months ago. About a month ago, I think. If you cross over that back bumper of somebody, it'll upset the air on that spoiler and diffuser. And there you go, you see it again, the 08 this time off the 56. So you're going to see these guys play aero games. They're going to get right up on that bumper, try to get you loose, slow you down, and then make that move as the 56 is right now. But the 52, Brantley Bryan, he's lurking, looking to the inside of the 56 for the lead. Caution is out. Big wreck in turn 3. That's going to involve a lot of cars here. It was our first incident with any cars of the race, and it's going to involve a lot of them. Let's see what happened. From the blimp camera, I think we're going to look at the one car being... Oh, here we go, backstretch. Shades of last year. And you just see a lot of cars nowhere to go. The 82 of Cliff Mullins, he gets some hard contact there. Let's back it up a little farther, actually see how this started. One car in the 74, come off the corner, the 24 checks up. One car goes to the inside. Then the hole closes as he tries to get back in behind the 16. Look at it one more time. From the 74. We get a bit of a blink there, but there you go. See if we can see. All right, the 16 of Giglio, that'll be a good view. Off the back bumper of the 16. Taking longer than expected. I apologize. Here we go. OG Gear replay. That's a little bit farther back than I wanted to go. It's alright, we can see how it sets up here. I don't know, I think the 74 and the 1 just kind of come together. The 74 comes down to get behind the 16. The 1, I don't think, knew about it. And it'll kind of come together. There's your first caution of the night, lap 8. Looks like most of the field elects to stay out here. Got some cars coming down for fuel only here in the back, and everybody else who was involved in the incident doing some damage repair. Michael Christopher in the 22. Got a good lick in that Warburton machine. Cam Aguilar. That car also looks pretty hurt. 74, Brianna 11, obviously right in the mix of it. He's fixing that car up. Ian Montrose, again, was in the initial accident. And then you got Cliff Mullins. Actually, let's see if we can get on board with Cliff here. Check it out. He got in there pretty hard. On board with Cliff, off the nose camera. The incident happening ahead. Oh, car, I think the brakes just locked up on him. He was going to get through it. And he had the turn right and brake incident happen there. Loaded all the weight on the left rear. While we're here, I want to tell you a little bit more about the Sim Gaming Expo happening in Chicago on September 5th. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us September 5th through 7th in Chicagoland at the Schaumburg Convention Center to try out the latest gear from the biggest brands in the industry. Meet your favorite streamers and celebrate with your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. Get your tickets at simgamingexpo.com. Be a part of simulation gaming history. Obviously, I didn't come up with that. That's a little bit above me. But thanks to those guys for sponsoring the race. Make sure to check them out. If you're in the area, it sounds like a great time. I know I'm very interested in it. And I'm sure they'd love to have you out. So keep that in mind. Link in the description to check it out. But for now, pace car going to pull off. Oh, we're checking up on the restart. 23's down on the bottom. That was interesting, but we do get the race restarted. Bradley Wilson makes a move up to second here. The outside lane did not get a very good restart. Looks like we might have lost Jeremy Scherer. Keep an eye on that. Looks like he's come back. Okay. I take it back. Might have just been a slight blink there, but the 91 has returned. Still side by side now. Back to single file, but that's second place. Those two wanted Goons cars going at it. I'll let you know, Scripture. Oh, there goes Cody Cleaver. Around on the front straightaway. Brad Patton goes with him. Second caution of the night. It looks like Quinn Newton might have got involved in this one. Here, the 2 and the 7 just come together. Alright, let's back it up one more time, see if we can see what happened. 2 and the 7. 7 obviously trying to side draft the 2 car back. I guess maybe the 2 comes off the wall, the 7's pinched him hard. I don't know. That's what ends up happening. They come together. The 2 gets spun down to the inside, the 7 gets caught up in it as well. Cliff Mullen's going to get the lucky dog right here. So he'll be back on the lead lap. Cody Cleaver just picked up a speeding penalty, I think. I don't think it's a big deal. It should just be an EOL under caution, so he'll be just fine. Alright, let's take a quick break and take a look at the Sim Gaming Expo.
Is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Go wheel to wheel in our competition area, test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
Welcome back. Should be getting the 1 to green signal this time by. Brantley Bryant. It looks like his game has crashed per reports from the in-game audio. And yeah, he is dropped from his top 5 position and he is no longer on the racetrack. So see if he can get back in time. Stay on the lead lap. Maybe a couple of laps down. Obviously there's no... oh, we do have 1 car lap down. So Cliff Mullins is still a lap down. Not sure. He just took a lucky dog. I'm not sure how that happened. I think he's just trying to get all of his damage fixed. So that'll definitely be a problem for Brantley if he can't get back in time. Alright, coming back to the green. Pace car is off. Through the restart zone. There it is. 56 gets back on the throttle. We're racing once again. Brian Martin, the Sim Gaming Expo car, up to 2nd. Do we see a move for the lead here? 3 wide right behind him. Nathan Scott to the inside of Casey Graves and Dakota Lee. Falling back a little bit from that 56. Bradley Wilson to the 51. Oh, there goes Brian Jackson. And he barely doesn't hit the wall. Might have kissed it, but I think his car is just fine. looks okay from here. Just went for another spin, just very similar to the 2 and the 7 spin on the last caution. Back it up. OG gear replay on screen. 3 wide behind him. And off the corner, 80 and the 15 get together. Alright. Bradley Wilson. Oh, nope. He's faking. I imagine we're going to see some people come down here. Blake Giglio. No, he's not thinking about it. Any takers? Any takers for pit road? Come on, I know somebody wants to. Dave Poitzma going to be our first taker along with the rest of the field there. At least hop off on fuel. Though, we're coming to the end of the stage. Stage 1, at least. Here on lap 25. The end of lap 25. So, it is not a stage break. However, if we get another caution before we hit lap 25, points will be scored at the end of the last green flag lap that we completed. And if my math is correct, these guys should be able to make somewhere around 45, 50 laps on a tank of gas. Maybe less, maybe more. I think it's around 45, though. We'll have the end of the stage 2 on lap 50 as well, so keep an eye out for that. But for now, it's going to be a 4-lap shootout, no, 3-lap shootout for the end of stage 1. That awesome stage point, or playoff point you can get from winning the stage, as well as 10 stage points for the regular season. Hayden gonna elect to take the top lane on this restart. Alright, gonna go back green this time. Like I said, with 3 to go in the stage. Alright, pace car is off. Field in the hands of the 56 on the outside lane. Through the restart zone, green flag back in the air. Sir Hayden would love to get a nice stage win here. But I bet that 54 wants it too. And 2 laps to go in the stage. Hayden Lowe with a good 0.3 of a second lead. Brian Martin clear into that second spot. Davis Greenwell under fire from the 51 of Bradley Wilson for third. Casey Graves and Nathan Scott side by side behind them. Time. White flag in stage 1. 20 of Greenwell. Loses that spot to Wilson. And now he's under fire from those 2 behind him. Nathan Scott looks like he's going to clear Casey Graves. Off of 2. Brian Martin closed in a little bit on that 56. Into turn 3 they go. A big send from the 54 on the high lane. Going to try to build up a run off of 4. Not quite going to do it, but a good effort. Down the front straightaway they go. Hayden Lowell going to win stage 1. Stage 1 results. Up on screen, Brian Martin second, Bradley Wilson third, Davis Greenwell fourth, and Nathan Scott running out the top 5 in the stage. 6th through 10th also going to pay out points, and we have a car around the 57 of Ronnie Holmes. So we may as well have had a stage break. See what happened. Like the 57 might have just got loose. Back it up one more time. OG Gear replay. It looks like the 3 car got loose there into 1. Came down to the bottom of the racetrack. 57 just behind him. 57 just gets loose. Might have been a little air from the 18, but nothing the 18 can do about that. 57 just got out of shape. Backing up one more time off the back bumper of the 57. There you go. You can see the car just steps out. Definitely no contact from the 18. Good job from the 57 to keep it out of that inside wall. Almost kept it straight enough to not throw a yellow, but a yellow does end up coming out. That will be our 4th of the night. Race stats up on the bottom right of the screen. 4 cautions, 2 lead changes. 16 of our 26 completed laps have been under green, and 3 different leaders. As our leader, Hayden Lowe, going to come down after the end of the stage, so they get those stage points. Now they're going to come down and take 4 tires and fuel. These guys have 4 sets of tires in the pits, plus 1 more that they started on, so 5 total sets to use tonight. 56 and many others going to like to take their first tire change right here on lap 28. '56 wins the race off pit road, followed by Wolfenbarger, Wilson, Scott, and Leo. Looks like we have some shared pit boxes there. Unfortunate side effect of there being 47 cars in here. So, top 13 stay out right here. Top 3 have yet to come down this race. And 4th through 13th have taken a pit stop at some point. Some of them took it 19 laps ago. Some of them took it 13 laps ago. Some of them took it 7 laps ago. So there's a big mix in there from 4th through 13th. But they all have come down 4 tires at some point this race. While the top 3 have never come down the whole race so far. So those tires are very old. Even with the cautions we've had, those green flag runs we've had have definitely put a number on those tires. So they're going to have to be watching in the mirror here when this race goes back to green. But Brian Martin leading his first laps of the night. He's been in second for quite a few laps now. Now he gets to take over that lead. We'll see how well his tires are able to hold on. Yeah, it is very weird when they have to share a pit stall. Confusing. You're like, oh no, they're about to hit. Oh. They're meant to do that. I hate it. It's very hard to cover what they're doing when there's two cars in the pit stall, but oh well. What are you going to do? I know iRacing could fix it, but you know. The worst part is that they put it at the front of pit road where the leaders are, so it's a huge disadvantage for the leaders having to pit with somebody. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier, Stage 2 ends at the end of lap 50, so got quite a while until that. Brian Martin in control of this restart from the inside lane. Green flag back in the air, a little wiggle from the outside there. Three wide already into turn one. The 41 of Matthew Blackley wasting no time, making that move right away. He's already up to second. His tire's not much newer than those of the top five, so right now making good moves as he looks to the inside of the 54. Brian Martin, the 01 of Casey Graves is there. Thought they were going to come together. Luckily they don't. Cody Cleaver under fire from a lot of cars right now. The 7 almost got him again. Those two almost spun again right there. That was scary. '22 Michael Christopher. You saw he got involved in that first accident on lap 8. And now he's all the way back up here inside the top 10, so good job from the 22 recovering. Speaking of recoveries, Brantley Bryant, he's back on pit road, so he was able to get back in here after the PC crash, or the game crash, but looks like he is off the racing surface now. Matthew Blackley, it looks like we've lost him as well, due to a connection or crash issue. He was just up there fighting for the lead, and now shows him 38th off the track. Brian Martin still in the lead. Those new tires not making much headway. Aiden Lowell up to 10th on the new tires. And he doesn't seem to be going anywhere very quickly. But as the run goes on, those tires, as they heat up, the new rubber will definitely matter. The outside of Michael Christopher for the ninth spot. I think I saw 4 wide right there. Back into the top 20. Casey Graves, there in that second spot. Patrick O'Keefe, he's got pretty new tires, about 15 laps newer than the leaders. And Lowell now starting to make some headway. Going around Michael Christopher, that's going to be for the 8th spot. And Michael Christopher, he pit 13 laps ago. So his tires are pretty fresh. I'm assuming he took tires there. He might not have. It was a very long stop. It could have just been for damage repair. Bradley Wilson also on those new tires with Hayden. A little bit of blocking there for the 18th spot. Let's hit a refresh here. I apologize for this. I want to make sure the 3's paint scheme is correct. Oh, that's a bad time to get a spin. We got a spin on the backstretch. Who knows who it is? The paint scheme will load in 1 second here. That's my luck. I should have done it under yellow. I've had faith in them. That's going to be the 60. Like the 60 and somebody else. I can't quite put my finger on it. The 7 of Brad Patton. Any moment their paint schemes will load in and we'll look at the replay. There it is. Alright. Off the corner. Oh man, 60 tried to cross him over. Just kind of ran into him, it looks like. I don't know. Seven car. Looks like he gets a little loose. 60 tries to cross him over. Just, I guess, misjudges it. Those two spin off turn 2. Brian Martin not coming down. Dale Ortiz is going to be first taker on pit road. He's going to pit from the 6th spot. He's going to be one of the only ones to come down here. 15, now 14 laps to go in stage 2. So looks like the 41 has rejoined the racetrack. So he was up in 2nd, and he's now 6 laps down. Looks like he had an internet dropout. Bad luck there for the 41 team. Was having a really good race up until that point. '52 Brantley Bryan, he's back out on the racetrack as well. Might have fixed his issues. But again, winner from the last time we were at Michigan last year. And just not having the luck here tonight. Still out there, still looking good. And he's still got to win this season, so there'll be plenty more races to rebound from the points lost tonight, assuming he doesn't get 9 laps back. Unfortunately, I do doubt that. But, you know, anything's possible. Coming back to the green this time. Brian Martin looks like takes the outside. He'll be in control. Alright, coming back to green. Pace car is off. Brian Martin in the lead, in control. And he goes late in the zone. That causes the inside lane to check up. They are fanning out through 1 and 2. Oh, there goes Cody Cleaver again. And more cars spinning. Oh, there's a huge wreck in 3 and 4 here. Unreal. Alright, so that started around the 2 car. On down the backstretch, 56, 2 and 22 together, and they just get together on a straightaway. The 56 gets spun up into many cars. The 2 car, hard impact with the inside. Keep an eye on the 56 during this now. The 22 just kind of jerks off the wall there. I don't know if he caught the wall or something, but kind of jerks off of it, and that comes down into the 2, who hooks the 56. Quite a few cars involved in that one. Probably see Brian Martin again, not coming down. He's going to try to make it to the end of stage 2. It's going to be tight on fuel, I think. And one thing these guys got to remember is there's no caution at the stage. So if you stay out here, this could affect your race if it goes green. Obviously, with what we've seen so far, I don't think that's something that could realistically happen right now. I think it's more likely we get a few more yellows and there's plenty of opportunity to pit. But there's always that possibility that we go green at the end of the race and you get off strategy now, trying to get stage points. I think stage points are going to be worth it when it comes down to things. You know, it's you either want 10 points now or you want to risk it trying to get a few more later on at the end of the race. I think your guaranteed points right now are a good decision. '41 Matthew Blackley gets the lucky dog. He's now 5 laps down. And right now, he would still be the lucky dog on many more cautions, so assuming nobody else goes a lap down. Alright, more Michigan action right after the break.
Is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland, as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Go wheel to wheel in our competition area, test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
Right. Pace car lights are out. Brian Martin once again takes the top. It's going to be a 1 of Goons front row. Brian Martin going to be coming to 8 to go in the stage when we take the green. He finished 2nd in stage 1. If he could win stage 2 or get another 2nd place, he's definitely coming out really good on points tonight no matter what. Obviously, a DNF would hurt the situation a lot, but even so, a second place and a stage win here could net him 19 points right off the bat. So it looks like we had the 08 of Jacob Peterson. He's on pit road with the meatball. He's going to be on that pit road for a long time fixing that damage. 69 of Nick Leo. He's also still on pit road fixing damage, so he's going to go probably a few laps down here. So that's going to put 2 cars on pit road and a lap down or more. Restart zone and green flag back in the air. Ryan Martin, good restart on the outside. Davis Greenwald going to clear up to second. Not quite. Yes, he is. Okay, Casey Graves thought was going to get his nose in there. Not quite. Casey going to clear up to third. Garrett Warren going to clear. Not quite. He was clear into fourth, and now Christopher makes the move for that spot. Greenwald gets tight, forces the 01 up the racetrack. That dirty air is playing a big factor tonight. These guys are just trying to find any line they can that's not behind the car in front of them. We're right on board with the 01 of Casey Graves and see how he's trying to chase down that leader for the Stage 2 win. Go forward here. Warren powers around the outside of that 01. Working lap 45 here. Casey Graves trying to fight for that third spot once again. Michael Christopher up inside that top 5 now. Side by side for second, and caution is out. And that's not going to be the stage. It occurred right before 5 to go, which means it's not going to count stage points right there. Alright, let's see what happened. Like that one started around the 18. 47 just washes straight up into the 18. I didn't see any attempt to make the corner there. Back it up one more time. Looking at the 47 of Dalton Hayes. Sends it into the corner. And just drives up into the 18 and 15. And that's huge damage for those cars. Let's take a look at them. 18 of Frisbee. Go. I think that's the 18, 15, and 31. I think the 31 came out okay on the damage, but the 15 and 18, I think that's going to be race-ending damage if it's as bad as it looks. The 18 definitely has a disconnected right front suspension. Take a look at the 15. That car does not look good either. He pulls into pit road. Brian Martin, I don't know if that's good or bad for him, but he's going to get a little break here as he tries to win the Stage 2. Stinky house. Yeah, that's the most clear-cut one we've had all night. That wreck right there. I don't think there's any other ways to see that one. Alright, Brian Martin elects to take the inside lane now, as somebody turned out the lights. Looks like we got some cloud cover. Report from Kenny Frisbee in the chat. That's too much damage. Crew's not able to fix it. Sorry, man. You were running a good race, too. Pole sitter. Obviously, weren't able to keep the pole, but you still clearly had good speed tonight. Alright, pace car is off. Brian Martin once again in control of the restart. Green flag back in the air. Pretty good restart there for the 54. Just don't change lanes before the line. There you go. Good job. Two laps to go in stage 2. Garrett Warren in pursuit for that stage win. White flag in stage 2 right here. Brian Martin still in that lead. He has not pit yet this race, so I imagine he's going to have to come down for fuel like immediately, or very shortly. I could be wrong. All these caution laps may have allowed him to save a lot of gas, but I don't think he can make it too much longer after this stage. And through turns 3 and 4, Brian Martin, no pressure. He's going to come to the line and win stage number 2 here at Michigan. And a close battle for second. Looks like Aaron Warren going to hold on to second. Casey Graves third, Greenwell fourth, Bradley Wilson fifth. Let's take a look at the rest of our results here. Stage 2 results on screen. Brian Martin wins the stage. Garrett Warren second. Casey Graves third. Davis Greenwell fourth. Bradley Wilson fifth. There's the rest of your top 10 in the stage, all scoring points. And when do these guys that have stayed out all race, when do they come down pit road? Because as these tires heat up, we go green for longer. They're going to run out of gas and they're going to run out of tires. So I don't care how many laps of fuel they can make. Their tires are getting low on percentage. More with Brian Martin. Look back at the 04. Top 4. Top 5. Pretty close together right now. Michael Christopher on the back bumper of the 51 there for the 4th spot. Garrett Warren looking to the inside again for the lead. He's to the left rear of the 54. Good run there for the 04 Garrett Warren. He's got a side draft though. Got to get closer than that. He's got to pull him back. There he goes. 54 getting pulled back. Now he's got to send it in there and try to clear. Down in 1 and 2. And he's going to do it. The 04 Garrett Warren clear to the lead. Casey Graves right there wanting to do the same thing. Michael Christopher making a move on the 51 for the 4th spot. Brian Martin looks for the lead again. Not going to do it there. Davis Greenwell working inside the top 10. He still has yet to pit as well. He's on the same strategy as our leader, well, our previous leader, Brian Martin, as well as Casey Graves. Those 3 are the remaining cars that have yet to pit this race. And the 54 and company, they've made it longer than I expected. 56 laps now on this tank of fuel, but it's got to be running dry. On board with Brian Martin as he tries to chase down this 04 for the lead once again. Side by side for the 8th spot here. Nathan Scott, Patrick O'Keefe. Keep an eye on these leaders. I'm really curious when they're going to come down pit road. They've made it so much longer than I would have expected. Casey Graves. Oh, there goes Hayden Lowell. I was about to say Casey Graves was about to come down pit road for fuel, but this caution is going to save him. And that's going to allow all those guys that stayed out to come down pit road under caution. Let's see what happened. 56 and 7. These two are no stranger to having issues with each other. And off of 2. I don't know if the 56 was pinching or the 7 came up, but they come together off turn 2. Somehow everybody avoids the 56 of Hayden Lowell and we carry on. I don't think anybody gets damaged. I'll verify. I'll look off of turn 2 here and keep an eye on everybody. But far as I'm concerned, I think that is completely clean. Not obviously not the crash, but I don't think anybody's really going to have damage from this. Now, who comes down pit road? I think you're going to see everybody come down here, at least for fuel. But you're going to see all those guys that haven't pit since the start of the race. They're going to take foreign fuel for sure here. Here comes the field down pit lane. And looks like we have one car who stayed out here. The 82 of Cliff Mullins, who pit 14 laps ago. Dakota Lee wins the race off pit road with a 2-tire stop, followed by Garrett Warren, Brian Martin, and Wolfenberger. As I said, the 82 of Cliff Mullins, the one car on the lead lap who stays out here. 41 of Matthew Blackley, looks like gets one more lucky dog, so he'll be 4 laps down. Alright, we'll see which lane Cliff takes here for the restart. Looks like he's going to take the top lane. Hey, Sim Gaming Expo in chat. Thanks for joining in. Welcome to the show. So far, we've had quite a few wrecks, but hopefully we can finish it out strong. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast tonight. Just missed that Sim Gaming Expo car being in the lead. He's in 4th right now. Looking to get back to that #1 spot. But here we go. Cliff Mullins in control of the restart. On the outside lane. Green flag is waving. We're back racing at Michigan. Mullins with a good start. His C2X teammate going to pull in right behind him. Cliff goes way to the top. Down the backstretch they go. Brian Martin doing a good job working in that up to that 3rd spot. Now he goes all the way up to the wall trying to make that. Wow, they are fanned out here in 3 and 4, almost 3 and 4 wide. 3 wide down the front straightaway for 2nd. Nathan Scott trying to make that bottom lane work. No draft help right now. Mullins still hanging on to that lead. Now Martin under fire from Wolfenbarger for the 4th spot. Garrett Warren trying his best to get around the 3 of Dakota Lee, but he's not quite there. Oh, Dakota gets really tight out of 4 there, has to get out of the gas. That's going to make him fall back to 5th. Now they are 2 by 2 up in the top 4. As Garrett Warren takes over the lead from Cliff Mullins. Garrett, those newer tires over Cliff Mullins, definitely going to help him get around. Looking off the left side of Cliff Mullins as Brian Martin makes contact with him. And over the radio, immediate apology from the 54. Tells him he drifted up the racetrack, so that's going to make Cliff Mullins fall back to 5th there. Could have been worse. It could have ended the way it did for the 18 and the 15 earlier. Oh, contact 22 and 51. Luckily, it wasn't worse than just a little contact. Now the 22 blocking the 16 down to the white line. Big wreck in 3 and 4. Jeff Price involved. Matthew Blackley. Dave Hoytsma. Daniel Llewellyn. Ian Montrose. See what happened here. Out into turn 3. Oh man, the 91 and the 52 get together, and that ends up just hooking the 97. He had nothing to do with this. Gets taken out. Back it up again from our chopper camera. I'm sorry. Alright, that was a bad view. Let's get one more look at it. Looking at the 52 and the 91. I think the 91 just comes off the wall. Turned into the corner a little earlier than the 52 expected, and get together, and that, again, just hooks the 97 into the wall. See how Jeff Price gets involved in this one. Like the 41 gets a piece ahead of it and overcorrects up into the 19 car. The 19, the car looks okay. Only hit on the rear end. Usually that's only a couple minutes of damage repair. So it looks like he has called it a night. Michigan is an awesome racetrack. Sorry, just checking in the chat here once again. These cars, they've been putting on a pretty good show here tonight. Unfortunately, it sounds like the drivers aren't having as much fun as we are watching it, but nonetheless, good to be out here at a 2-miler. Alright, while the field paces around and we let cars fix damage, take fuel, take tires, and whatnot, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back when they get 1 degree.
Is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Wheel to wheel in our competition area. Test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
Alright, welcome back. Garrett Warren in control of this restart. Likes to take the outside lane. Brian Martin still looking for his first win here in the Cup Series. He's been close quite a few times. Qualified well. Just hasn't had that magical race to get it done. But he's been up front all night so far. See what happens. Garrett Warren in control. Green flag back in the air. Bit of a late start there for the 04. Obviously completely legal to do that. It just checks the field up because they are very antsy back there to get going again. 32 and 60 already Doran. Drop of the green. Absolutely scripture. We'll play that with 5 to go in the race like Fox Sports does. Brian up to the lead for the moment. He was able to clear off 2. Now Garrett Warren fighting back to the outside. Blake Giglio 3 wide on the bottom back there. Mr. Bubbles 16. The 04 back to the lead there at the start of lap 71. Oh man, very close off 2 there with the 54 and 60. Nathan Scott does clear into second. And everybody in this top 25 is on completely even tires. There's a couple of outs. I think there's one outlier. The 74 took 2 tires 10 laps ago. And oh man, contact off before there. I think somebody grabbed the wall. They do save it. Looks like Dakota Lee did come down on that last yellow, took 4 tires. So, looked like the 2 tires weren't paying off for him, and he decided to just come down, take a reset, and go 4 tires. Thing I've noticed with these cars, it used to be if you take right sides, you get looser. Now it's the opposite for some reason. You take right sides, you get tight. So, I'm sure that 3 car was kind of dealing with that after taking 2 after the stage. As there, you see the 60 Nathan Scott trying to go to the lead. The rookie going to go to the lead here at Michigan. And caution is out. Davis Greenwell, amongst many others, involved in a crash in turn 1. Looks like this is going to start around the 01 of Casey Graves. Oh, just comes right up into the 7 of Brad Patton. That causes the 20 to spin. Oh, man. Right there, contact, and boom, there goes the 7, and there goes the 20. Time. We'll look at the 20 and what ends up happening there. You can see the incident happening up ahead. Oh man, who was that? Looks like the 4 Kevin Aguilar, he just pinned it up on the wall, had nowhere to go. Yeah, let's right on board with Greenwell here and see what happened. Oh man, there was no contact. He just gets on the brakes hard and the car goes around on him. You jerked that wheel too much in reaction to the wreck. Absolutely. Davis was with the best overreaction of all time, for sure. Sorry, Davis, if you watch this back. That's going to be pretty severe damage for several cars there. 56 mainly. Looks like he had to tow the thing, so he might be out of this one. 4 of Aguilar, I know he got into it pretty heavily. But funny enough, the 20 of Greenwell car does not look bad at all. It could have wheel damage that we can't see. But to me, it looks like it can be fixed fairly simply. We'll see if that ends up happening. Sometimes iRacing can hide the bad damage under the body. But Nathan Scott was able to take over the lead when that caution came out. So I think now is a good time, as we have a new leader, to check in on our race stats. 10 cautions so far this race. 75 laps. It's not great. Not the worst we've had, though. We're not going to talk about that. 7 lead changes. 7 leaders. 47 green flag laps out of our 74 completed. So, Larry Mack style, let's bring up our stats from our last Michigan race. So, the last time the Cup Series came to Michigan, 79 laps were completed. We had 7 cautions in those 79 laps, so quite a bit less than we currently have right now. 76 laps completed, 10 cautions. That's 3 cautions more and almost the same amount of laps. And obviously Brantley Bryant was your winner when we came there. Driver with the most laps led in that race. Who else but the 51 of Bradley Wilson there in the 4th spot. He led 44 laps the last time we came to Michigan. Alright, as I mentioned, Nathan Scott, our leader here. He'll be in control of the restart from the bottom lane. Going to be 24 laps to go in the race at the line. Ace car is off. Still in the hands of the 60. Green flag back in the air. Garrett Warren trying to chase down these leaders. Restarted on the front row, but the 54 was able to get by him. And now Brian Martin, he's hungry to get that lead back. And try to get out of the wake of the 60. A little bit farther back, got a lot of racing here. Bradley Wilson trying to get by for the 3rd spot on the outside of Garrett Warren. Come down, give a little side draft. And he's going to clear the 04 for third spot. Nathan Scott sets the fastest lap of the race from the lead. That 60 is moving. We got a car sideways in the back. Davis Greenwell. Somehow he saved that. That car looked like it was wicked out of shape. Michael Christopher, Patrick O'Keefe. Battle for 6th. Christopher got the advantage of the draft right there, and he's going to power around on the outside. The 80, Jamie Graham, looking to make it 3 wide, and he will. 3 wide through 1 and 2. The 22 going to come out on top of that battle. And the 71 going to lose out. He's going to fall back to 8th. Field starting to single file out. These tires are getting hotter. It's going to be harder and harder to stay side by side with people. Giglio all the way up to the fence, and he gets in the fence there, trying to get to the outside of the 35, Nick Cooper. And the 01's going to clear off of that. Move his way up to 12th. For the lead, still a few tenths apart. Actually, the gap has grown a little bit. The 60 starting to drive away. 19 laps to go in this race. Tires are not going to be much of a factor. These guys are driving as hard as they can right now. Bradley Wilson making some headway on that 54. Almost there off turn 4. O'Keefe once again. Now he's looking to the inside of the 32 actually, but still for the 7th spot. Not quite going to be able to do it. 32 holding strong. Oh, the 47, Dalton Hayes, squirrely off turn 2. Wolfenbarger blocks the 71. That looked aggressive. We just caught back up with it, but now Nolan Walker joins this party. 32. Roll that bottom and clear back into the 8th spot. Michael Christopher, he is on a march right now. He's almost up to the top 5. Jamie Graham, he's lurking right there. Looking to the outside of the 22. That was close. I'm not sure if he was there or not, but the 22 seemed to think he wasn't. About 4/10 separate first and second. Right on board with Brian Martin as he attempts to chase down this leader, Nathan Scott. caution is out. It's Michael Christopher. And that car is destroyed. We were just talking about him being on a march up to the front. And now that car is going to be marching to the garage. And it's showing a 2X for me. What happened to the 22? Off the nose of the 04, it looks like. I'm not sure how it starts. Take a look at our blimp cam. Go forward to the inside of the 22. And just maybe a little bit of pinching from the 04. 22 tries to enter the corner a little lower than the 04. I think expected him to. I don't know if the 04 was trying to keep him up. But either way, they come together, and that ends in the 22 with very severe damage. With less than 15 to go in this race. And we'll see who comes down for tires here. That was a pretty long green flag run. These tires got hot. And oh boy, the leader is going to be the lone car coming down pit road. Now he's going to have a few more takers. Brianna Lavin from 22nd. So 21 cars from the leader to 22nd. Stay out. Oof. That's like Chase Elliott 2020 in the Coke 600. Oh man, that's I don't want to call it a rookie mistake because it's not a mistake. It's just it's one of those situations where you just don't know what the right call is going to be. You don't know who's going to come down, but it's a tough lesson to learn for somebody who hasn't driven around these guys. Maybe they don't know they like to stay out a lot. I was expecting a lot more cars than that to come down. I figured we'd have a 50-50 split, or at least a 30-70 split of cars coming down to staying out, but that 60 was probably the only one in the top 20 that came down there. I think unless we have a few crazy things happen, I don't think those tires are going to help him get back up to the lead. He could surprise me, and I hope he does for his sake, but that is a terrible way to end this race. Good march to the front there for the 60. Definitely was showing a lot of speed. He was pulling away, and this caution is going to end all that. But let's look at the positive side of things. Brian Martin back to the lead. Winner of Stage 2, finished second in Stage 1. Now he's back to the lead with 12 laps to go. All right, Brian Martin likes to take the outside lane here. He's going to be in control of the restart. Take a look at our sim time here. 5:14 in sim, so we got plenty of daylight left. '51 there. My eyes don't deceive me. Flip right on board with the 57 and take a look. He's got a little rear damage on that 51. I'm not sure when he got that. I'm assuming in one of the many various incidents we've had so far this race, but we'll see if that affects him. If he's had it for a while, obviously it hasn't affected him because he's up on the front row. So here we go. Pace car is off. 11 laps to go here from Michigan. Good restart from the inside lane. They're dead even at the line. And Bradley Wilson clear off turn 2. Not going to be able to do it there. As everybody else goes to the top lane, that's going to leave the 51 all by himself. No draft help. And you think, well, this isn't a super speedway. What are you talking about? Draft help? Yes, this car, it has so much grip and so much downforce and drag that at Michigan, we're talking about pack racing and drafting and all this sorts of stupid stuff. It's a lot better than it used to be. If we raced this 3 months ago, it would be single file draft train all the way around. So we are fortunate. They can actually move around and race a little bit now, but it's more of a NASCAR problem at this point with this car, but I think we've still seen some pretty good racing when we've gone green. As now you see the 04 Garrett Warren looks to the inside for second. Definitely not going to be able to do it there, and he's going to lose some time. Ronnie Holmes tries to get that third spot from him on the outside. Wilson looking to the inside of Brian Martin. It's close through 1 and 2. Now the 51 is tight. Cracks the outside wall, and now the 57's getting turned. And that's caution number whatever at this point. Oh man, the amount of cars we've had just coming together off of corners on straightaways. This hasn't been sort of, you know, your typical wrecks. It's been just guys not aware of where their car is. And it's getting frustrating to watch because we could have had some good racing go on, some tire fall up, but it seems like these guys just aren't aware of how wide these cars are. Let's back it up, see what happened. OG Gear replay on screen. The 0457 side by side 1 and 2. This is for the third spot. And the 04 just comes up into the 57. I mean, the 57 was about as high up the racetrack as he could go. Good save. He actually keeps the car going. But that's enough to trigger the yellow. Alright, we're going to go on board with the 32. He was right behind this incident. It'll be a good view of this. You can see the 57 can't go any higher. That's just the 04 washes up the racetrack. He did apologize over the radio for it, so... Man. That's, I'm sure the 54 is loving to see that. It's going to cool everybody's tires down again. He's going to try again at this restart. That last one was definitely not the way he wanted it to go. They jumped it on the inside and was able to stay dead even with him. Luckily, he held on to the lead. But he was still under pressure from that 51, as there you see the two of Cody Cleaver going to get the lucky dog. He's got that car almost fixed. It still looks like it's crab walking a little bit. Can't tell. Either way, the body looks good. Alright, let's take one more break here. Ironically, it's 7 to go, so not quite Fox Sports, but here we go. We're taking a break. Come back in a bit.
Is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Go wheel to wheel in our competition area, test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
Coming back to 1 to green here. We're going to go green with 6 laps to go. 5 laps to go. Oh boy. We're coming to 6 to go this time. So, 5 laps to go in this race. If we do need them, we have 3 overtime attempts. If we blow through all those 3 overtime attempts, then we're going to end under yellow, and that's going to be it. I hope for everybody's sake that we don't get that far. If we could end under green right here, they're usually pretty good about that. I don't want to jinx it, but I got faith in these guys. We may have some cautions strung together a few times, but we usually have a good race to the end. We had a really good finish at Daytona. We had a really good finish Gen 4 last week. Brian Martin looking for the first career win. And 5 more laps at the line till he takes it home. It's going to be a tough battle. 5 laps at Michigan. That's a long time. And it's going to be a tough battle. Everybody else in that top 5 has a win in this series. Top 6. So 5 of the top 6 have won a race in this series. There's just one that hasn't got there yet, and it's so surprising that he hasn't. But here we go. Enough jinxing from me. I apologize, Brian. Get it for me anyway. Pace car is off. Through the restart zone. 54 gets back on the gas. A good restart for him this time. 32 Wolfenbarger all over the back bumper of that 54. He's going to have to make sure he doesn't get around him here in turn 1. 54, a big arc in 1 and 2. Down onto the back straightaway they go. 3 wide for that 6th spot. And the 23 Llewellyn is around. Caution number 13. And that'll, I think that'll dip into our first overtime attempt. Oh man, what has happened? Whoa, whoa, a huge wreck after the caution comes out. Alright, let's dive into what caused the yellow, and then we'll take a look at what happened after it comes out. 56 looks like just gets into the 23. And then up ahead, that's not what we wanted here. Up ahead, 35 Nick Cooper, looks like, I don't know, he just jerks up into the 16. I don't know if there was contact prior to that, and then they wreck behind that as well. Let's back it up here. Dakota Lee in the 3 car, they're trying to check up for the wreck, and the 6 gets into him. The 2 car Cleaver again, he just got the car fixed. Oh man, Cody is not having a good night. Alright, let's back it up and see how the 35 and company wreck. 35 gonna clear up behind the 01. He just jerks up into the 16's quarter panel, and there you go. Yeesh. Alright, let's take one more look at that wreck that happened with the 56 and 23. Yeah, 56, 23 just get together. I don't know, 23 might have been a little low on exit, but I don't think there's any need to be that close to each other for 32nd or whatever they were, so. Either way, wreck ends up happening up front, so. That was frustrating to watch. Michigan always putting on an entertaining show. Make sure to tune in next week. We'll be at a beloved racetrack, Atlanta Motor Speedway, the old version, with the old surface and actual full horsepower, not a super speedway package. So That'll be fun. Make sure to tune in for that. The Takeoff 200. Appreciate Mike Chris sponsoring Takeoff Driving School next week in Atlanta. And one more quick shout out to the Sim Gaming Expo, everybody over there, Brian Martin as well, for sponsoring tonight's race. Visit Sim Gaming Expo 200 here in Michigan. Re-rack them once again. We'll take a look here. It is going to count as an overtime attempt. So we're going to have this. If we don't go green for a full lap on this one, we'll try again. If we don't go green for a full lap on that one, we'll have one more try at it. And if we don't go green for a full lap there, the race ends under caution. If we do end up completing the green flag lap, the white flag will be out and no more cautions. It'll be a race to the finish. Brian Martin taking the inside lane once again. We get ready to finish up this 200-mile event. Now it's going to be just over 200 miles. Should be 202 if we go green here. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of the 54. Good restart for the inside lane. The 51, a good jump. And he's going to clear in a second just from that restart. Do they make it a full lap? No, they don't! Hard wreck! The 731 won! And a couple of others. And that will be our 14th caution and our second overtime attempt coming up. Get an eye on it here. 81 gets into the 7, and he gets sent straight into the outside wall. Back it up one more time. On board with the 80, well, not on board. Chopper Cam at the 81. Gets a good run here on the inside. And him and the 7 just get together. There was maybe a car width there, but I don't think the 7 expected him to take it. That puts us under our 14th yellow. And this race is going to go much longer than it was scheduled. Yeah, it's these. All of these wrecks seem to be coming now from beyond 20th, and you just have to wonder, what are they racing for? They're so hard for. Obviously, they're still entitled to race, but Garrett Warren. Oh, I thought he was looking down pit road there. I was concerned. Wonder if he short fueled it and wasn't able to make it on all these green-white checkers. But he's looks like he's got plenty of fuel. Nathan Scott was the leader, but he came down for tires 13 laps ago. Looks like he was able to escape with no damage after that last wreck. He was right there in it, so definitely got off scot-free. .41, Matthew Blackley going to get the lucky dog, and he's going to go to 2 laps down. Alright, we're not going to go to war with any of our leaders because, frankly, their nerves are going to be shot right now anyway. I don't want to make it any worse. Let's talk with somebody who probably wants to vent a little bit. Let's get a word with the 82, Cliff Mullins. Flip, it's Lucas. You got me.
Gotcha.
Hey, man. Well, you're running in the 17th spot right now. Things haven't gone your way. You got in a couple of wrecks, but well, you got a strong run going. You had one. You were up in the lead there for a little bit. How are we feeling?
Well, after getting absolutely trashed in the first wreck because the brakes suck on this car, you know, I just have been trying to get the damage fixed and everything. We finally got it fixed a couple of cautions ago, threw 4 tires on this thing. Stayed out to try and lead a lap, and kind of was expecting to get just flat driven by, and I was actually able to hold it pretty good, but I didn't have enough fuel to make it to the end, so topped it off, pouring fuel, and trying to make our way back up to the front. Dirty air is garbage.
Yeah, I've heard the air is bad, but yeah, like you said, the tires haven't seemed to make much difference so far tonight, so glad you're able to hold on there for a little bit, and you're almost up there inside the top 15, so good luck.
Yep, if I get a top 10, I feel like I won this thing.
Absolutely. Hope you can do it. Good luck.
Yeah, bud.
I think a top 10 is possible for him. Another 7 spots there. And, you know, after the next wreck that's coming, I'm sure he'll be able to pick up a few spots from that. Please don't wreck again. So, as I mentioned, for the last restart, we have 3 overtime attempts. This is our second. So we will have 1 more restart after this if we need it. If we go green for this whole lap, the race will be official. If we get a yellow, we'll try it 1 more time. Brian Martin in control. And I just heard contact. Somebody just went around in the back. We're going to stay up front. Through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Good restart for the inside lane. '54's got to dump that dirty air in the 32. He can't let him get next to him and side draft him. He's got to keep him behind. Clean off turn 2, it looks like. Into 3 and 4. 54, good line. Runs a little tight. That's going to allow the 32 to get a run. And off turn 4 they go. A white flag in the air. This race is official. 1 lap to go. 54 leads down into turn 1. 32 Wolfenberger trying to build up a run on that outside lane. He's going to have 1 more straightaway. And he's got to run. 32's got to run. He's side drafting. Side by side down the back straightaway they go. The 32 Wolfenberger has a run. He clears for the lead. 54, does he have 1 last run in him? Through 3 and 4 they go. Down the front straightaway. The 54 is there. He's got a side draft. Contact between those 2. Down to the line. Garrett Wolfenberger takes home the win. And the 54 is not going to be happy with him. That was a good finish. Bradley Wilson takes home a podium. Nolan Walker 4th. Patrick O'Keefe a nice top 5. But Wolfenberger stops the 54's momentum by putting him in the wall. And he's going to take home the win here at Michigan. That was a very exciting finish. It was worth the wait, if I do say so myself. I hope you all enjoyed it too. The Visit Sim Gaming Expo 210 ends with the 32 in victory lane. Garrett, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, him. Well, that was an exciting finish. You got the lead going halfway down the backstretch, and it was a hard battle to keep that 54 behind you. How'd you do it?
Man, I don't even know how that just happened. I thought my race was over after just getting stuck behind him and switching lanes, and I knew that clean air was going to be a big factor in that last restart. So I pretty much thought we were just going to be stuck second or third, and then I really pushed her hard in 1 and 2, and he kind of fumbled it a little bit, and I got a big run down the back, and ended up getting the lead, and just was hoping they wouldn't get a run on the outside there at the end, and it was the drag race to the finish line. So that was a really good race.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. You guys put on a really good show. I'm glad you didn't wreck each other. 14 thousandths of a second separated you two, and I didn't know who was going to get there right up until you got to the line. So congrats on the win, man. You got anybody you want to shout out for it?
Thank you. Yeah, everyone in One and Goons, OG Gear for sponsoring us, and K Designs for making me a new paint for tonight. It's a good one. Nice red and black scheme going on there. So Brantley, thanks for that. Bradley for helping out on the restarts and working together. And Blake was in there too. Unfortunately, his night ended early, and so did Brantley's. He was having some technical issues with his PC. So it was a fun race. And then you for broadcasting as well. Just doing everything for this league and putting it together and doing everything you do. So it's been fun so far. Nice to be in victory lane. We got some wins last season, and hopefully just keep that rolling and keep on winning and getting top threes.
For sure, man. Appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on that win. We'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Yep. Yeah, see you.
That was Garrett Wolfberg taking home the win tonight. Now we'll get a word with our third place, sorry. Brad, it's Lucas. Got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, taking home a nice podium finish. I'm sure you would have loved to go to victory lane, but still, strong points night for you. And coming in behind your two teammates, how are we feeling?
Feeling pretty good there. Just thinking of what I could have done different there. Maybe entering 3, maybe could have gone high, maybe could have gave the 32 a little bump, but not too bad with a top 3, 2 top 3s in a row, but just tired of finishing behind that 32 car.
Understandable. I know how you feel. Man, that was still, like I said, good finish for you. You got anybody want to shout out for the third place?
Guys, shout out One of Goons, OG Gear for picking us up for this season, hopefully multiple seasons to come. All the One of Goons red and black teammates, just love them all to death. You for putting this on and dealing with a very, very caution-filled race. The field for sticking through it. I know it probably wasn't the most enjoyable thing to pace around for all that time, but we had some fun moments, and just everyone watching at home, family, girlfriend, everyone support throughout the years.
Absolutely, man. Well, appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the podium. We'll see you next week at Atlanta.
All right, thank you.
That was Bradley Wilson taking home third. Now we'll get a word with our second place finisher, Brian Martin. I know you probably got a lot on your mind, man, but still a good points night for you. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I got the stage wins, most stages out of everybody this season, which is pretty cool. And then max points on the day, even though it wasn't the win. But just I don't know what happened. He got a good send into 1 and 2, ran me clean down the back, tapped him on the right rear, and yeah, I probably shouldn't say any more than that. But I mean, finally get to talk to you for once and finally get to celebrate quote unquote a podium. So I'll take it. We move on to Atlanta next week.
Absolutely, man. I can hear the disappointment in your voice, but just remember, like you said, it was an incredible points night for you. I wouldn't be surprised if you come out of this race with the most points. So still a strong start to your season so far, and looking into next week at Atlanta. Got anybody to shout out for the second place?
Yeah, thanks to the Wanted Goon guys for picking me up and giving me a shot. Always good to rep a great org, and they're a great group of guys. Sim Gaming Expo. Sorry I couldn't bring one home for you boys, but just know I poured everything and my heart and soul into it. Use code BROY10 for 10% off your Expo tickets, and thank you guys for sponsoring today's race. Udi, SRC, my entire community, Wanted Goons Black team, everybody on the Wanted Goons team. I mean, they helped me so much throughout the entire day and just getting better. And that win is coming. I was hoping it was going to be tonight, but yeah, like I said, Atlanta's next week. I think we got a good shot.
I really thought it was too, man. But it's like you said, it's coming. You were fast tonight. Looking forward to next week. See if you can get it. Congrats on the second. We'll see you then.
Yeah. Thank you, and appreciate you for broadcasting. Thanks for everybody watching at home. Appreciate you guys. You're the GOATs.
All right, well, that was Brian Martin, 54, taking home second tonight. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker, but that's racing, man. Sometimes that happens. That's the beauty of stock car racing. Sometimes you can do everything right. You can put yourself in a good spot, and that door keep you back, but it's just how it is. Oh, well, it was still an awesome finish. I hope everybody enjoyed. Let's go through our results really quickly before we head on out of here. Garrett Wolfenbarger taking home the win. Still shows his old paint scheme. Sorry about that. Brian Martin taking home second. Bradley Wilson third. Nolan Walker fourth. Patrick O'Keefe in fifth. Jamie Graham sixth. Nick Cooper seventh. Casey Graves eighth. Garrett Warren ninth. Nathan Scott taking home the top 10. Not stage 2 results. There we go. Ryan File taking home 11th. Cliff Mullins 12th. Davis Greenwald 13th. Brian Jackson 14th. Ronnie Holmes 15th. Wyatt McComb 16th. Jeremy Scherer 17th. Dalton Hayes 18th. Kevin Aguilar 19th. Jamal Collins 20th. Ian Montrose 21st. John Neckrich 22nd. Cody Cleaver 23rd. Mateo Ortiz 24th. Dakota Lee 25th. Daniel Llewellyn 26th. Our final lead lap finisher. Then you got Matthew Blackley in 27th. Brianna Lavin 28th. Brett Patton 29th. Avit Chowdhury 30th. Blake Iglio 31st. Hayden Lowell 32nd. Brantley Bryant 33rd. Michael Christopher 34th. Dave Hoitzma 35th. Jeff Price 36th. Kenny Frisbee 37th. Jacob Peterson 38th. Nick Leo 39th. And our final finisher in 40th, Quinn Newton. Thank you all for watching tonight. A huge shout out to Sim Gaming Expo for sponsoring the race. Thank you to the Wanted Goons for sponsoring the series. That's going to do it for me tonight. I'm Luke Soisma. Thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the 712 Breaks Gen 4 series at Michigan once again. So, see you tomorrow night.